All right, y'all, so it's day 3 coming to an end in theory. Going into day 4, it's now, 7 minutes after 3. I haven't seen my bed before 2:30 so far yet, and tonight's going to be fun. So I am happy to be joined by 2 really good friends and 2 new friends. So Jim is back again. So Jim, thanks.
Again, no security. They went to bed.
Yeah, dude, they tapped out hours ago, man.
All right.
And then Kleiker is with us. So Matt, you guys know him from the playthroughs and everything. So say hi, Matt.
Heyo.
All right.
That's all right. I'll hold this for you.
Thank you.
All right. Then we got 2 new guys. So they could have been serial killers. I did warn Amanda that if you don't hear from me after BGGCon, this is their names. Their names are Kyle and Jason. And yeah, I don't want to tell you. You guys introduce yourselves.
Well, first of all, you can't prove anything.
Fair enough. Right. I am still alive, so there's that.
Second of all, the con isn't over. I mean, you still don't know anything.
I cannot argue. Right. All right.
Yeah, so I'm Kyle, and I picked up on Edward's tweet about a week ago, said, hey, extra ticket. So I said, sure. I dragged my extra buddy Jason over here into it, and here we are.
And you guys didn't have a room at the time, and I was like, well, it's me and Sweater Mike. You guys can grab some floor space if you want, and hopefully you don't kill us, and here we are.
Also, we clearly haven't killed you, and there's only been a minimal amount of spooning. That has been an ongoing.
What you and Mike do in your bed is I am not here to judge. It's no. All kidding aside, it's actually been really good. You guys brought you brought.
What happens at BGG stays at BGG
until it gets recorded. You guys have an air mattress, and then so we're all good. Whatever.
And then ...
So first con has been pretty great.
This is your first BGGCon convention.
This is our first convention.
This is our first time breaking out of my living room to play board games with people we don't know.
I have no idea how this is sounding right now, but you guys are reminding me very much of the old Larry Bud Melman sketches on Letterman, where he would go out and interview people, and he would say, so what do you think of the con? And he'd pull the microphone back to him, and then he'd put it while he's asking the question and pull it back. So keep it up. It's entertaining. We should have video here.
So we show up to the con Wednesday night. We missed the first day. Got in the evening. Edward shows up. I'm expecting hey, here's your key. Have fun. That's and here's my Venmo account. Like, he's like, all right, hey, come with me. We're going this way. We're gonna go to the elevator. We're going down. Here's the registration desk. Here's your badge. You get these free games, and then let me show you every single aspect of the convention right now. You're with me, and we're gonna get the full tour. And that was awesome, dude. And
then we played Peak Oil.
And then we went straight into games with you and your buddies.
And Kyle just dominated you, which made me concerned that we just wouldn't be allowed in the room afterwards.
Hashtag good teacher.
Which has been his hashtag the entire first 3 days.
I teach for a living now, so it makes sense that I
certainly don't play.
Well, those who can't do teach.
Exactly. So there's no shame in that, right? But no, I mean, with this being y'all's first convention, I didn't realize it was your first convention. I thought it was your first BGGCon. So I would have hoped that somebody would take me under their wing and show me the ropes and do all that. So I was just doing what I thought anybody would do. It made sense, right?
So it's been awesome. And this is someone who pretty much just follows Kyle around to play board games. And I have really enjoyed just hanging out, and he picks out the games, comes up, we find some people to play games, we played a lot of games with y'all and the people you've introduced us to.
Sweater Mike's been all over the place with you guys lately, right?
Yeah, today we played Roads and Boats, and Kyle's still my friend after Roads and Boats.
I learned what that game can be about.
Don't leave your stuff unprotected.
But yeah, no, it's been really fun to actually like just try out a bunch of new games that I've never played, and then just hang out with a bunch of new people.
This is. I want to talk about Hinkel and Stein. Let's just cut to the chase. I want to talk about Hinkel and Stein.
Hold on, before we get into it, a little background on this. So today, one of the things that I was most looking forward to today was James Nathan. So the Stance, we call him. One of the absolute nicest guys in the hobby and just a laugh-a-minute guy. Last year on Saturday night, he was like, there's that geek list every month on BGG about, hey, I'm the only one that's played this game this month. And he was like, I want to do a not hot games room night to where let's just get some of the most obscure, off the wall, might be good, might be just a absolute train wreck of a game. Let's play those games one night. And I was like, dude, I'm in.
Brilliant.
I'm all over it. So he brought like 10 games. He had contacted the folks at BGG, said, hey, can you guys go into the archives and get these games and let me check them out for the night? And they were like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we got like 10 games. And I went there fully expecting to have played just some really bad games the whole night.
Litter box almond roca.
Yeah, exactly right. And come to find out, I played 3 games. One was so bad, we didn't even finish the second round. And we were all like, yep, we're done, tapping out. All right, that's it. The other 2, I am actively searching out copies of. One of which, Hinkel and Stein.
And this is the point where heavy cardboard jumps the shark, because this game is heavy in...
It's
literally one
heavy.
sense.
It's heavy.
It's a literal box of rocks.
It really is. Like I tried to describe it, and then it occurred to me, I'm excited to go play a box of rocks. So Hinkel and Stein is a shoebox game. So it's the same. It's Chili Spiel, which is the Climbers originally in Neue Heimat, and it's Klaus Zock, who did a number of dexterity games and everything. So what this is it's basically a seesaw. Everybody has asymmetric quantities of rocks, and all the rocks as a group weigh the same between the 4 factions, if you will, kind of the 4 different types of stone. And it's all about, you get to place 1 stone on either end of the seesaw, but it's also a bidding or an auction game, kind of a gambling, a wagering game, to where you add to what you're going to win, you add, or you take 1 from the kitty and take it to where you're not going to take the entire, you're not going to split the whole pool.
You're cutting your losses.
Exactly. If, I'm not going to win, so exactly. And 1 person dictates turn order, and oh, how important that can be.
Yeah. Turn order fucking matters.
The person you pick.
Yeah, the person you pick matters.
Yeah, because you're watching out for everyone's special ability that they have, right? I mean, not only are the rocks shaped differently, but everyone's got their own one-time use for the most case. And so you're kind of hedging your bet whether they're going to pull it with you or not.
So the thing that I like is the person that gets screwed the most gets to start off in the strongest position and then gets to decide who the people are, and who you pick really matters.
Right, in the order in which you pick them, because it looks like there's no thought process in this game. It looks like at first glance, I have some rocks, I put them out there, okay, yeah, you win, okay, that's that.
At first glance, I feel like there's a second level of like, okay, I put out the heavy rocks when I want to put out the heavy rocks, and then I put out the light rocks when they say it's light. But there's another level of, okay, what if I know I'm going to lose, so I put out a lighter rock even though it's supposed to be heavy, and then I know I'm going to lose, so I pick a spot so I get a call that I go heavy next time. It's
really meta. It's as much playing the players as it is the actual game itself, right?
Yeah, and I think that the most interesting part is all of the different like factions have their own special powers that really balance each other out well. So one of them makes the pot a lot bigger, but they don't have any other power, so you have to call on them at the right time to make sure that they put in the money so that you win, or otherwise you're going to end up behind everyone. But on the other hand, if you get someone to say, oh, I'm going to lose, and then you jump on their team and you win, you're going to win that round. So it's like multiple levels in there.
And how one faction can move the fulcrum point to where the seesaw is a little bit unbalanced now, and they can decide that on their turn, and so another faction can put out multiple rocks to be able to weight one side down a little bit more, and when to use it, because like you said, it's a one-time use. And I was like, it's one of those games where when I played it, I was like, okay. And then I was like, oh, okay, now wow. Okay, now I see that there is layer upon layer upon layer on how many layers deep you want to go with this box of rocks that it is.
It's a pretty nice box of rocks.
And I actually think I played 2 games of this, and I think I went from playing possibly the easiest faction to the hardest. Now, the easy one, you get 2 rocks, and everyone else has 5. So you're either choosing heavy or light. There's no real in-between. But your special powers, you can use both. So that's a one-time thing, and you have some decision to make there.
And if you choose both, and it's heavy, you're basically going to win, because those 2 rocks are the equivalent of 5 of somebody else's rocks.
Which you can never use. You can't use all 5 in any other faction, so it's almost a guaranteed win, right?
The closest thing is another faction with a heavy rock and a light rock that you can pair together, and then pick back one of the 2.
So now, don't get me wrong, I think there's plenty of interesting decisions to make there, but I think you know generally what your correct decision is, and everyone else knows what to expect of you. And you compare that with the second faction I played, and you have the ability to toss in double to the pot what anyone else can. And that's really tricky when the chief calls on you early in the phase, because you got to know exactly how this game's going to go down. You're putting big money. If you want to use your special power to put big money in the pot, you better be confident.
And the order in which the chief then chooses after you can affect whether or not you made a right decision. And so it's as much, like I said, as much playing the players as it is the actual, just seesaw game of it itself. And I was very pleasantly surprised when I first played this at the Not Hot Games room tonight. The first thing I did after we played was I went to BGG to read the comments, and there were 12 comments. And there are some really bad comments. People they never got to that aha moment. They just said, oh, there's more decisions in rock, paper, scissors than there is in this game. And it's almost the same type of critiques, or not even critiques, but the judgments that get made on games like Northern Pacific or other Winsome games that look stupid simple on the surface, like, oh, these are all obvious decisions, and people don't realize, oh, wait a minute, it just looks like they're simple decisions. It's all, that I know that you know over here how this is going to play out, and it becomes a much more meta game. And I was shocked at the kind of game that this was, that literally is a box of rocks.
I mean, so one awesome thing, this game, and we've been at this con for, 3 days now, and this game drew a crowd unlike any other game I've played so far this week. There is extremely exciting moments when you've got your finger on the end of the seesaw and you're just waiting to see when you let go, is it going to drop? That moment is so tense and everyone gets excited because the physics of it just adds a whole nother layer of uncertainty.
People are positioning their rocks right up against the edge of where they can go, even though I'm pretty sure that didn't make a difference one way or the other at all.
Yeah, it's a nice layer of uncertainty without feeling just totally random.
Although this did get the biggest crowd around it, I would say the game that I enjoyed the most was Bus, because that was just like a very, very fun game to like just get out on the table. We could play it in, I don't know how long it actually took, but it felt like, I don't know, an hour and a half.
Hour and a half sounds right.
But I felt like Bus was one where everyone that we played with got really excited at the end of like, oh man, I wish I would play that again. And it was just quick and fun, and then it was also just very like pretty to look at the end too.
I don't know that I've ever heard Bus described as pretty. It has kitschy art. It very much does.
You should look at Sweater Mike's tweet.
Oh, I will. So Sweater Mike, that was you guys were saying that was the first time that, or it was towards the end that he actually realized that, oh wait, this is a Splotter game.
Yeah. So everyone always, okay. I mean, I've been in board gaming for 2 years, and I found my way to Splotter within the past year. And when you're at that level of just getting introduced to, Edward, your end of the spectrum here, one of the things is when you hear Splotter for the first time, everyone says the Big Five. Bus deserves to be named right alongside the Big Five. It's a tragedy that it's not named alongside the others.
So, speaking as the guy that prefers the lighter games, the quicker games, the ability to actually get through a game relatively quickly and really understand what the game is about, but still have like multiple levels of complexity and strategy behind it is really fun. And I really want to play it again, even though we just played it twice over the last 2 days, which is probably more than I normally play because Kyle buys enough board games that we get through it once, maybe twice before we go on to the next.
Yeah, welcome to the hobby, right? I mean, that's really the MO of late. So, all right. So, Matt, this is your first time at BGGCon as well. So, impressions so far?
Well, first of all, I appreciated the heavy cardboard tour of the facilities and kind of the layout. I also got that. So
now I don't feel special.
Well, hold on. It's actually, the funny thing is, so they're all three of my roommates. It's first timers here at BGGCon. So Kyle, Jason, and Sweater Mike. And then Matt, it was yours and your buddy Ray's as well, right?
Yep.
So we had a whole lot of first timers kind of in our circle of folks that we kind of ran with a little bit. And so it just seemed like the right thing to do.
I didn't get a tour, but I'm not in the heavy cardboard commune over in room 212 or whatever it is. So here, we'll let Matt talk about the commune.
No, I'll tell you what, the games are fantastic. But the people, I mean, just the community and making new friends, it's been an amazing experience, and it's not over yet. And the games have been fantastic. Bus was fantastic. Hinkel and Stein, I mean, just you wouldn't imagine. You bust out literally a box of rocks, spread it on the table, and you're like, wow, this is going to be a fantastic, next hour in front of us. So it's been a fantastic experience. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah, the people here are fantastic, and I feel like I've got a leg up because, I mean, I've got a whole network of the elephants that, hey, we're playing Bus. Hey, we're playing Wildcatters. Need one more player. And it's great that, like, we've just got a few extra connections to make that happen, to find a few more friendly faces that we'll probably see around a lot more. It's been great.
Cool. So my first year, this is what I think year 4 for me.
Here we go, story time.
I heard people saying repeatedly, yeah, it's about the people, it's about the people, and I was like, what? It's got to be about the games. The library here is incredible. I mean, there's a whole area of the Key series. There's Keydom, there's Keytown, the original Key series game. Just hanging out in the library, just as you do, and it blows me away and so I'm like, how could it ever be about the people? And now the games, they matter. I mean, but ultimately it's the conduit, right? It still is all about the people and making friends, and whether it's friends that you meet and you only see once a year here at BGGCon, or whether it's you see at con after con whenever you're on the circuit, so to speak.
Or people like Matt, who you would never get to play with at home.
No, right? So. Yeah. Mr. 6 Saturdays and a Sunday. No, it's awesome. It really is about, and this right here, I mean, it's 3:30 in the morning, and we're just sitting around, and 4 of us, and by us I mean y'all, are drinking, whiskey, and we're just sitting around shooting the shit, having a good time, just talking about whatever. And yeah, these are some of my favorite times at the conventions, for sure.
Did you have a favorite time today other than the gaming? Did we go to something today where there was...
I don't know if it was my favorite, but it was...
Objection leading the witness.
So Brandon. So last night was the Heavy Cardboard meetup, and we did all that.
Yes.
And tonight was the Brawling Brothers meetup with Brandon and Josh.
Correct.
And they had it at Heart 8, which is the kind of one of the main spots to go have dinner, which is the barbecue joint with the huge pit barbecue, the whole 9 yards. So both you and I went, as well as the TBG guys and everything. Support our friends and go and have a good time, plus have some good barbecue. So we go. And being the Brawling Brothers, they had to do something goofy off the wall to be able to, for their giveaways for the games. And they had this game, Dear Lord, I think it was.
I stopped paying attention when they started talking.
Right. So they had tickets, drew 2 tickets, and 2 names got drawn. Jim.
Mine and
someone else.
Someone else who was the wife of a listener of Punching Cardboard and Heavy Cardboard, who thought the Heavy Cardboard meetup was tonight and messaged me because they were getting a shirt from me. And I said, no, you want to bring it to me at the Heavy Cardboard meeting? I said, yeah, that was last night. So I met them in the lobby in the morning, and they're, well, where are you gaming? All right, told them where we're gaming. They came up. We did a little Madeira. And then, well, everybody started saying, all right, we got to go to Heart 8. Can we go? Sure.
So you were
I'm responsible for them showing up to the Dog and Pony show, to the old vaudeville act that was Brawling Brothers.
You're a lawyer right now?
Yeah, I don't have a lawyer.
And so this is the Irish Catholic guilt coming
Sure,
up.
absolutely.
I felt silent.
Extremely
because what
responsible.
happened next was one of the most uncomfortable, unfortunate, awkward, just... oh God, moments that I've ever been privy to since I've been in the hobby. So
let's start before we go off to the Heart 8. We're in the lobby.
Oh, okay. So it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
4 o'clock in the afternoon.
4 o'clock in the afternoon. And we walk up.
Now bear in mind, folks, that this con is all about the people.
We walk out, we're all meeting at the lobby. There's 10 of us, 15, whatever.
Yeah.
And security is literally, one dude's got his legs, the other security guys got him by the arms, and they're physically carrying this dude out the front door of the hotel, through the lobby, through the kind of the lobby foyer area. And dudes,
Here, at this hotel.
After he threw a drink at them and stood around and staggered around saying a bunch of stuff that nobody could understand, and we all thought, well, maybe he wasn't drunk, maybe he was a little
maybe he was
different.
off his meds.
I think he kept his library game out an hour too late.
Maybe he was requesting Munchkin.
Right, yeah, right. So, and we're like, what the hell is going on? And we're watching this, and we were about to go out to the cars or Uber or whatever it was going to be, and everyone's kind of like, let's just kind of take a couple steps back, get out of the way. And dude was slurring and just 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And that was
5 o'clock somewhere.
I've never seen that in any convention I've ever
Shoeless
gone
shorts. I don't know if he's out at the pool.
Yeah,
getting
it was-
hammered.
yeah,
No, nothing on.
some
and-
serious day drinking
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
Anyway, so that was that. So leads up to Dear Lord. So you get called up as well as a wife of a listener gets called
Correct.
up.
We will protect their anonymity here.
And so they draw a card from the Dear Lord card deck, which is do something silly, right? Whatever it was.
They didn't draw a card. Now here's where I feel so bad for them, because they rifled through the deck and said this would be a good idea, and they put it to the side and they took about 6 cards out of that deck to use.
Note: Jim is still not legally responsible.
So they drew one of these cards.
One of those 6 or 7
And like
cards.
silly stuff like
Yeah.
who can clap the fastest or whatever, right? And this was who can jump the highest. Now, Jim, you play hockey,
Sure.
right? But still, I can't. I like when I heard that, I just cringed a little. I was like, really, you're gonna make these people do this? But okay,
Adults, people who are probably over 30, let's say.
yeah, right, yeah, right. Fair enough. So she was like, okay, I'll do this. So she jumps up. Okay, good. Lands, no problem. Kind of leans back a little on her heels.
Landed flat-footed, and it sent her back.
Yep, and went ass over tea kettle and just hit the edge of a bar just wrong on the back of her head. And there was just this moment, this pall that fell over everything, and everyone's like, oh God, please let her be okay. And she was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm fine. And then she
touched it.
and she touched it, and she was bleeding, and we're like, oh God, oh no. So thankfully, Longstreet's wife, Holly, was there. She's a
Stop
registered
swearing
nurse.
at people for 10 seconds to rush out and help her.
Right. She's like, I'm a nurse. Are you okay? Right. So she took her down to the women's bathroom and did all that.
Yeah.
At that moment, things got really uncomfortable after that. And it was just, like, you could see the panic
Yeah.
in Josh and Brandon, which I don't blame them. I would
No.
have done the exact same thing. Long story short, she ended up going to the doctor, got a couple staples, CT scan was fine, but oh my God, really? I felt horrible for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Truly.
Yeah. And the interesting part was I just figured she would just do a little jump, and then I would do a little less of a jump, and then they'd hand out the prizes, right? You know, I would play along to the point
she
where
went full
she
into
just
it.
went full, just competitive, like, I'm going to beat you.
She's a
I'm going to beat you
gamer.
down.
She's a
And,
gamer.
you know, and then I didn't know what to do.
Hold on. For the record, she did win. And she did get a game, okay?
Yes,
So she
yes.
absolutely did get a game. So
yes.
so there was
they got
that.
2 games because her husband was called up next.
Right,
So-
and it was just, but they were troopers. They were good sports. They
Yeah.
were cool about it, and which I felt relieved about because that could have been a really, really bad situation.
Yeah.
So
So
ended up the rest of the night went fine. Everything was cool. Just glad to hear that they're okay.
they're
But-
back. I have seen them. We carry their games back to the hotel for them, and we brought them. Chris and I brought them up to their room, and they were playing a game in their room. Smiles were there. and,
Cool.
you know,
And
so-
now, a year from now, it'll all be
It'll be
laughs
a
and
story,
giggles
man. Yeah.
after the lawsuit. So that's
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
right? So,
Remember, Brawling Brothers, Brandon and Josh. Not me.
Jim, you pushed
Not
her.
me.
You pushed
Not
her.
you, Matt. Matt suggested they go,
You
and I
pushed
said,
her.
okay, fine.
So, all right. So yeah, that was a good time tonight. The one other thing that happened earlier in the day was Travis hosted a Winsome Games Day, and people were kind of tapping in and out and checking in and out and getting games in and everything. And I decided I had to go because I got to say this was an awesome idea. It was a last-second idea by Travis. and he said, and he talked about this in last night's Daily Diary, that he was going to have this day. Well, he made up these shirts and had them shipped, and I was like, I have to have one of these shirts, but I have to actually play one of the Winsome, because it's Winsome Day at BGGCon 2017. Can't get a shirt if you don't play, you don't take part. So I did. I went down there and I played a game that I can't talk about. I'll say no more other than it was a good game, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. The end.
I had to go as well, but I didn't make it because I forgot, and nobody reminded me on a daily diary.
I hate suspense, and y'all are the worst.
Sorry.
Just throwing that in there.
Sorry.
Have you met Edward?
Right. Yeah. It's either at a print, Hinkel and Stein, Turin Market, or we can't really talk about it.
We know what's coming, and you're gonna love it. Tune in 9 months from now.
So no, that was just cool to experience that. And Cole was down there, Travis was down there, Marcus was there. Which it's a bummer. Marcus is big time wargamer as well as a big time Winsome, and just a really, really nice guy. He only is able to make it for one day out of all the days of BGGCon, so today was the day, which is a bummer, but at least got to be a part of Winsome Day, so that was really, really cool. So I would say for me, today was the best day so far of the entire con. I mean, again, it's after 3:30 and we're still having a good time, and right? And yeah, it's
God,
been,
we're idiots.
yeah.
We're gonna pay for this.
We are so gonna pay for this tomorrow. And on that note, Brandon and Jordan came up while we were playing Hinkel and Stein, and that was cool. Just catching up with them and him and his. They were feeling no pain this evening.
Yes.
However, I got a bone to pick with Josh. I really got a bone to pick with Josh. He caught an Uber to In-N-Out and didn't invite us. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Is this after Hard 8?
Yes, this is this evening.
He didn't get enough at Hard 8. He had to go to In-N-Out. All right.
But the real crime is that he's in Texas and went to In-N-Out and not Whataburger.
No. Amanda is going to listen to this and be like, yep, she's a Texas girl. She doesn't know any better. In-N-Out is far better than Whataburger.
Hands down.
Not even a competition here. Amanda's a really big fan of Whataburger. I am not. I'm actually not even a huge fan of In-N-Out. But
You're dead to me.
but Matt being from California, obviously that it comes. So you and I tomorrow night before we get exhausted from staying up way too late tonight, we're hitting up In-N-Out at some point.
It's gonna happen.
So, in terms of burgers, I'm from Austin with Kyle, and we got Hop Dottie, we got Mighty Fine, and Whataburger is a little bit below that. In-N-Out's in between those two.
Yawn.
I don't understand any of you people. Really. I mean, I'm from Chicago. We don't talk about chains as being, you got to go to this chain fast food restaurant. It's the best thing in the world. You go to real restaurants and you get real food. That's the best food in the world.
I agree, but In-N-Out has a bit of a cult following. Really,
That's all they have.
So
that's the same thing as what Krispy Kreme had. Cult following, and then they come into your area and everybody goes, let's stand in line for 7 days to get a damn
Kinda
donut.
like Cubs.
What?
Yeah, cult following.
Cult following? Okay. Matt's on the crack now. He's run out of whiskey.
All right, so yeah, good first con for you guys then.
Terrible. Not coming back. No, it's been great. We got one more awesome day. We're playing Wildcatters in the morning, and we'll see where it goes from there. Can't pick a favorite day yet. I mean, it's just been nonstop gaming with great people. Awesome time. I mean,
Really hope we're awake for it. At this point, I don't know how much sleep we'll get, but I do believe we'll get 2-3 hours.
Oh, at least 4 hours. You get 4 hours, you're good. All right,
4 hours
you
and we're
can
good.
make it for, especially with tomorrow being the last full day of the convention. 4 hours of sleep, you can power through.
So what it is, about 4 o'clock. You guys are getting up at 10, so 2 hours of spooning, 4 hours of sleep, and you're back, right?
Easy game.
There you go.
Right? Easy game.
You took the mic at the wrong time. No, you got it now. Go.
Got nothing.
All right, I've explained this to Edward 7,000 times. This is radio. This is not video. They can't see that you're losing your shit. So you have to actually make sounds. And scene. Go.
So, all right. So Matt, your overall?
Are we
Oh,
really letting him talk again?
It's been fantastic, Jim notwithstanding. No, it's been great. The heavy cardboard get together last night was fantastic. Got to play with folks. Shout out to Iron Curtain, fantastic little thinky filler game. Really, really good. Enjoyed it. Nice guys.
Yeah, Oscar and Daniel, both the designers, came up and they were a part. And as I mentioned in last night's Daily Diary, Oscar just beat me like a redheaded stepchild at Clask.
He does things. He spins around. I was undefeated till I played him. He spins around. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, he. I asked him, how many games of this do you have realistically? And he said, somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000 games. And I was like, okay, I no longer feel bad about getting a point in 2 games. So
If he'd spent all that time on the stock market, he'd be independently wealthy, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, fantastic. But again, the community is fantastic. The fellowship, I've just really enjoyed it.
Good. All right.
Yeah, no, we played 4X last night. That was one of those that I've been talking to Kyle about for a while, and I was really excited to be able to play that one. Played, I don't know, like 3 or 4 Splotter games, which I've been always amazed at how much I enjoy those. And being someone that enjoys heavier games, but not quite as heavy as I think that y'all typically play.
Not true from the sound of things. I mean, all the games you've been playing is right in our wheelhouse.
Hinkel and Stein. I mean, it was...
Okay. I mean heavy as in not like rocks.
Right.
Heavy.
No. I'm saying you've played Wildcatters, you've played Bush, you played Roads and
half
Boats.
of Wildcatters.
But still, the point
Yeah.
is, you're. Yeah.
So point being, I've played like a dozen new games, and it's been really fun to for my first con to meet a bunch of new people and play those games with new people. You know, I've actually been surprised at how much I've enjoyed the people/games aspect of the whole con.
Has it? What I'm most curious about, has it? I don't know what you guys expected from the convention, but has it hit the notes what you were expecting? Has it been what you expected, I guess?
I honestly didn't have too much of expectation because I bought my ticket like 5-6 days ago. At the same time, I was expecting, okay, I'll play some board games and then be bored walking around and looking at people talking about board games. Being able to just play a bunch of board games most of the day has been really a lot of fun.
I didn't know what to expect. About a month ago was when I realized that this was the week of BGGCon. And then, like I said, bought the ticket spontaneously. I had to ask around, like, what do I do? Do I show up and, like, I don't have anything scheduled. Am I going to find people to play games with? I made a list of games I'm thinking of buying.
He checked it twice.
Games that I want to look at the reprints for 2018, things like that. And I didn't know what to expect. Like, am I going to get to play these with people? And yeah, everyone's just, they see your box. Oh, you're playing Bus? Yeah, let me get in on that. And so it's been fantastic. Like, I've just cleared that list that I made. And so, I mean, it's gone above and beyond my expectations. Like, just nonstop, great time.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree with Kyle. I didn't know what to expect. The one thing that's been a pleasant surprise is you walk around, you meet somebody, you play a game. It's like your old friends. It's just been really good. Yeah, old friends that people I know from Denver, from HeavyCon, and then people you meet for the first time. It's really good.
Cool. So for you, Jim, because last year was hit or miss, mostly maybe miss, kind of.
Where am I again? What are we talking about?
No, seriously. So last year wasn't the best time.
I had a few moments last year.
Yeah,
I've talked
yeah.
about it on my show.
So yeah. So has it been better?
Yeah, it's been different, but I know a lot more people here. So I just have no expectations this year. I had some expectations of the way certain things work, and I don't even think those things are here this year. One of them that I attended with the game, and I'll be cryptic, but I don't want to go into it.
Yeah.
Because having gone to this last year, having been to HeavyCon, and meeting the crazies that go to that place, running around with them here. Yes, you're one
Yeah,
of them.
right. Yeah.
And it's been a lot of fun. I don't have any pressure. I don't care what I play at the moment. I don't really care who I'm playing with. I'm just letting what comes come.
Cool.
So,
All right. Good deal.
So, just out of curiosity, with y'all guys been here a couple of times, it sounds like several times before, how's this one compared to previous ones?
This is different. There's a different vibe here. It's really mellow.
Yeah, it's totally laid back. Like
Because-
it flies. It's the polar opposite of something like Essen, where
Right.
Essen, it's constant go, 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 and I'm constantly essentially working because you're networking, you're talking with publishers, you're meeting with designers, as well as meeting with listeners and viewers and everything and all that. But it's not about gaming. I played more games yesterday or any one day here at BGGCon than I played at both Essens combined.
But also compared to the other BGG cons.
It
Because of PAX East and their
Or PAX
offers.
Unplugged. PAX
I
Unplugged.
don't
Yeah,
care,
yeah.
Whatever they call it. PAX.
You got the packs right.
PAX,
Right.
we're doing it the same day as BGGCon, but we accidentally did that. Whatever they calling that stuff. Yeah. Oh, we got to get into board games too because we just don't have enough. All right. Just don't get me started on that. Because of them, a lot of the big wigs in the media, a lot of your YouTubers, all those people, they went east. They went out to Philadelphia, and so there's not the there's players here. There's not the vibe of everybody networking that I saw last year.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more laid back in that respect. That is true.
Yeah, it just seems like all the rooms are filled with people playing. The floor is filled with people playing. It just you just get the sense that it's just for gamers, and that's the avenue I've taken. Even you have just decided, I'm not going to have to be
I'm not working.
constantly
I'm not
working.
working, yeah.
I'm going to stop where you did. You're working early on, and then you stopped, and you're playing games,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So,
and it's been relaxing. I mean, I'm tired. I mean, I'm worn down.
Well, nobody's
a little
sleeping.
bit, right? Well, that's part of it,
takes
no
a lot of
doubt.
energy to spoon.
But all that said,
Jason's a tall, skinny guy.
it's been relaxing. It's
You
been
got to keep
enjoyable.
adjusting. Gets elbows and knees. The other reason he's not working is because none of us, I mean, he blames me all the time, but none of us are leaving him alone.
True, but no, I'm enjoying just being a gamer at this. I mean, yes, people are coming up, whatever. I'm meeting folks, and listeners and viewers and stuff. But it's less about working and all about just, here I'm a gamer and that's cool. I'm all for that. It's nice to have a convention like that outside of, say, really HeavyCon. It's this and HeavyCon are the only two in which I'm not on. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah. So it's been cool. I've enjoyed it. It's definitely a lot more laid back than in the past, it seems. But we're also, I wonder how much of it is like what you said, to where there's less media folk here. I wonder if it's that, or if, in my case specifically, there's less pressure now that the patron drive has come and gone, and I don't have to it's less stressful in general. So,
Yeah, I mean, I don't care about promoting my show. It's strange because you have a BGG nominated best podcast. I have a BGG nominated best podcast. There's a podcast panel here this week that neither one of us were asked on. So who cares? We're just here to play games.
just gamers. That's it.
So if y'all are just gamers, what have been the favorite games that y'all have just played?
All right, so let's see. So Turn Market is definitely high up
Turn
there.
Market. That was just the crazy little game that just turned everybody. Two turns in. I want a copy. I want a copy.
Yep, seriously.
Too
so
bad
that
for y'all.
that
I'm
has
getting
been
one.
universally loved across the board.
Yeah.
Right.
Why?
It because it just made us crazy as we started playing. Really, we got a bid, and oh my god, it just bid all this money, and
It's a really tight, hard, mean auction game
4
in 15
turns,
minutes.
right? Yeah.
Painfully simple.
The entire game is 15 minutes?
And it is
Yes.
agonizing the entire 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And you're going to hate yourself and hate everyone at the table and love it all at the same time.
You're saying there's a heavy auction game that only takes 15 minutes?
Yep, dead on. We'll play it tomorrow.
I was going to say, I suspect it might be here at 4 a.m.
That actually,
It is tomorrow.
yeah, technically it is. So Turn Market definitely is definitely up there.
And we talked about that.
We have.
Yeah.
Kalimala has been one of the hits of the con.
For
I'll be
us,
honest,
yeah.
of the con. I think it's number 2 on the hotness here, whatever.
Now, when we were looking on the screen earlier,
Okay.
it was number 2 was something with frogs and bunnies and whatever. I don't know. It's
But
something.
I see it being played a lot. I'm bordering on the point now to where I need a break from it because I played it so much and I've taught it so much. It's time to step away so I don't burn out from it. I really enjoyed the Washington, D.C. Albin Viard map that we played at Age of Steam earlier today. That was really, really good. Other than that, honestly, Hinkel and Stein that I played tonight at the Not Hot Games, as well as with you fellas, and then another one that I played in the Not Hot Games room that is the second one that I want to actively hunt down is another quirky auction game called Basket Boss. So it's a basketball theme using like kind of caricatures of real NBA players, but it's under its veneer, it's actually a really pretty clever little auction game that was about 75-minute long game for 4 of us that I really, really enjoyed that I, A, never heard of, and B, would have never given the time of day to had it not been for the Not Hot Games thing tonight. So yeah, that's it. And you know what I'm not talking about in all of this?
No, what?
A lot of the Essen games, outside of really Kalimala, right? Which,
Right.
That's, I don't know if it's partly I know I have a mountain of them waiting for me at the house when I get back, or there's been a lot of, oh, that's fine, that I'm getting feedback from on a lot of these games.
Yes.
But that's not to say that will be the case when I play them. For me, but universally, it seems a whole lot of so far this year, I think is it. So it's been a lot of not hot games that have been really the ones that have kind of, piqued my interest and really kind of made me raise an eyebrow so far this weekend.
So, speaking as someone that doesn't have a huge board game collection, if I were to look back over the past 10 years and say, hey, I've got a dozen games that I own, and then I'm looking to expand my collection, there's a lot of hot games that are honestly pretty expensive, and then there's a lot of ones that are out of print and I can't get.
Which are even more expensive.
Even more expensive. Like, what are some of the ones that are like in print we can get that you just enjoy?
4 a.m. ain't the time to answer me. No, I can't think that much right now. But yeah, we'll touch on that down the road.
Isn't that what your show is for?
Pretty much, yeah. Kinda.
This is for screwing around, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, I would say High Frontier going into Zoo Ball was pretty sublime.
That was awesome.
Or
And
starting
it's not
with Zoo
rocket
Ball,
science, right?
Yeah, and then when we're getting down to the end of this and we can't get anybody to score to end the Zoo Ball, it's not rocket science, Jim. We already did that. So it was the right time, right place. But yeah, I mean, I played Madeira because Madeira is great. I haven't gone after the hot games because I'm hearing the same things. I'm seeing the same things. I've been disappointed by a couple of them already. And as you say, Kalimala actually landed much higher than expectations. So
Cool. All right. Well, that was a long one, but hopefully folks like it. I mean, this right here, like this kind of like not really round table. We're just sitting around chewing the fat.
on a
This-
square too.
thi-
Rectangle. It's a rectangle.
this is kind of what makes BGGCon is this right here, right? So it just so happens that, you know what, hey, let me hit record, let's do this, and let folks in on what it's like to be here at 4 a.m, just sitting around with friends, having a good time, right?
So if you're not and you're feeling sad about that, don't listen to this.
Right.
We're sorry. We didn't
Yeah,
mean to
right.
make you feel
No,
bad.
what that means is come February, you want tickets, get ready to get tickets.
But wait 5 minutes till after we all get ours.
Right, yeah. Priorities here,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for listening, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow for the last daily diary since I'm out of here. My flight leaves at 6:30 Sunday morning, so tomorrow is my last full day here, so it should be a good time. Probably be a lot of coffee, a lot of tea, a lot of whiskey for y'all.
So he'll be recording at 4 a.m. Sunday morning before he hits the bus for the plane.
You nailed it. Exactly that. Yep.
Right after In and Out.
Yes, you betcha. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Fellas, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Thanks, Edward.
All right. Thanks for doing it, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Night, y'all.
Good night.